Hey guys, welcome back by a new video on my channel. I hope y'all doing alright. Today I'm gonna cover an article that I just thought was just a horrible person and I just needed to talk about it. But before I'm going to get in the topic, don't forget to press the like button and let's get started. Wife who divorced her husband for drowning in self-pity after discovering he was dying from cancer explains why she has no regrets. "I'm not a horrible person," she is saying. Well, this woman needs to have some good arguments, because it's all sounding like you are a truly horrible person that leaves someone that needs you the most. In all the time you were together, the one moment he needed you the most, you are gone. I mean, that's not a good thing at all. Some extra info as well. Yana married a man 15 years older when she was 22. Months later, he was diagnosed with cancer. So she's dating a much older man that's like 15 years older. A lot of the times, the woman obviously wants the money of the older man. I don't know the relationship, but if I would be guessing, because she's from Russia as well, I would not be surprised if that would be like the situation. A woman who divorced her husband while he was suffering from cancer has revealed why she has no regrets. Yana Fry, a life coach from St. Petersburg, Russia, who now lives in Singapore, got married when she was 22 years old, and looking back, she wishes she hadn't done that before she was 30. Her ex-husband, who was 15 years a senior, was diagnosed with cancer 3 months into their marriage, and she stayed with him for another 4 years. Even before he was diagnosed, Yana said her husband was always one to drown in self-pity, and after years of mental anguish, she called it quits. Her saying, "I rushed into the marriage. I don't think a woman should marry before 30. We have no idea who we are, and we don't know what is a good partner for us," the 40-year-old explained. And this is a picture of the woman that left her husband when he had cancer. Anna met her husband about a year before they tied the knot, and while they had a good relationship, she believes it never stood a chance after he fell unwell because of the toll his illness took on them both. It just sounds like she's really into her own ass and it's all about her. Your husband is legit dying, and what you do is leave him like a coward. I don't respect people like that. You should stay with your husband, and it just shows that you are probably narcissistic as well. She goes further with saying people react in one or two ways to critical illnesses. I've seen it over and over again. She said the first type was how my husband unfortunately was, the people who drown in self-pity. The second type of people are those who are instead concerned with everyone around them. Yana revealed she married her ex-husband thinking that the pair would be together for life, but her desire to have children became a problem when he was diagnosed with cancer. He had a great dating experience. "I definitely thought I'm married for life and I want babies right away," she said. Then my husband, who was 37, got diagnosed with cancer when I was 22. This is a picture of them together. I mean, it's just a really nasty situation, honestly. Chances of people dying from testicular cancer are not as high as other types of cancers. Doctors usually tell you that unless there is some kind of exception, you're gonna survive for quite a while. But I was worried that we wouldn't be able to have children. Yana explained that while there is a lot of support available for people when they are diagnosed, the support doesn't always extend to those around them. Yeah, of course, because it's all about you, isn't it? We got married in Switzerland. My husband was Swiss, and then we moved to New York. He was working for a company who transferred him there, she said. I was learning English at the time. I had no friends, no relatives. I was in total isolation with no support. We couldn't really think about our future. How can you plan your future as a new married couple when you're struggling with something like cancer? Yana said at the time society was less aware of mental health, so much so that even mental Professionals never asked how she was coping because it's all about her, of course. I was in a state of shock when I first heard the diagnosis. It took me 6 months to be able to even say the word cancer, she said. We saw different kinds of doctors. Not a single person ever offered me help because it's not about you. They never asked, do you need a support system? Are you part of a counseling group? I was hoping for the best with my ex-husband's cancer, but then years went by and I started to lose hope. It was 5 years with all the treatments and I started to change the dynamic between our relationship. It wasn't until the 5th year that I started to think about leaving, but I felt like I couldn't say anything. When someone is dying next to you, you feel like you can't talk about your own well-being because you compare it to their own suffering. Yana said that everything changed for her when one of her friends took their own life and she attended the open casket funeral, which brought home her own fragile mental state. It was my first funeral and I was very shocked. In my mind at the time, someone ending themselves became an option, even though I had never considered that before. I was in such a bad state, she explained. It was very clear to me that I didn't save myself. I was probably gonna to die. So Yana made the decision to divorce her dying ex-husband, and it was an understandably difficult time for the both. His main focus was more and more so about him. Yeah, no joke, he's legit dying. At the beginning of his treatment, he was still checking on me. He felt even more pity for himself because of the divorce, he said. Well, you leave him when he is on his lowest, when he's dying. You are a narcissist, like you the bad person. I can't say he was supportive, but it was understandable. What was even harder was the reaction of society, which I didn't expect. Why didn't you expect that? Like, people don't like people that leave other people when they're dying. That's, not a thing that's socially acceptable. People sent me horrible messages. I don't want to call it hatred, but it was close to that. People were in pain and they wanted to blame someone. His family was so disappointed. Well, that's surprising, right? Like, imagine your daughter-in-law leaves your son when he's dying of cancer. Wouldn't you be disappointed? Well, Yana faced widespread disapproval for leaving her sick husband at the age of 27. She explained that she still went with him to the doctor's appointments and supported him as much as she could after they separated. Well, she really tries to make herself look good, and even if she's trying that hard, it's not working. You still look like a horrible person that left your man when he was dying, That's not a good thing at all. She then began the difficult process of carving out a life and identity on her own, having failed to establish a solid career path for herself at that point in her life. Yana described her existence as being that out of her traveling spouse who eventually found herself in Singapore at the time of her divorce. I did have a business degree from the university in Petersburg, but I wasn't sure how it translated. It was in the developed countries, so I decided to pursue a different career which I felt would have more meaning, she said. I wanted to help other people to process pain in a better way. Well, I think you are the one that needs to do that more. And I don't think you are a person that needs to be anywhere near other people and giving advice, because you're kind of a horrible person. When I was suffering, a friend of mine who happened to be a coach spent many hours, days and weeks talking with me and helping me to make sense of things. I don't know where I would have been without those conversations. Because I saw so much value in coaching, I decided to become a coach myself to help other people. Imagine this woman being your coach. I mean, I would honestly not want this woman to be my coach after hearing her background. Once I found the inner peace, my work transformed from helping people to process pain to helping people to find their purpose in life. That is what I'm doing now. Yana eventually found out about her ex-husband passing on Facebook. There was a picture of him from a common friend, and it said rest in peace. My first reaction was, you must be joking, someone would have called me and told me, but no one did. Well, you did betray your husband, you left him when he was dead. What do you expect, truly? I mean, I don't understand what you think you're owning from his family because you left him. I had to have years of therapy to learn that I'm not a horrible person for making the decision that I did. Well, you are a horrible person. I was so happy and so thrilled and so relieved that he got remarried before the end. I genuinely hope they had a beautiful life together. Yana said she ultimately has no regrets about her decision to choose herself. She has now found a life that she is happy to live. Well, you did betray a person when that person needed you the most and was dying. Well, I couldn't live with that. She also found love again, having remarried to, the poor guy. I just hope he doesn't get cancer because this woman will leave you. I'm finally learning to love myself and accept myself for who I am, she said, revealing that she is now a stepmother to her second husband's son and hopes to have children of her own. Yana is hoping that by sharing her experience, other people, especially women, will find the courage to do what is right for themselves, even if it come at the cost of social disapproval. I just hope this woman doesn't inspire other women to do the same thing and leave their husband when they're dying. I feel we, especially women, are just usually brought up with a mentality to serve others, but when you go against it, you learn a lot about resilience and self-awareness, she said. You learn how to not crack under pressure of the world being so close to death. Has made me appreciate life much more too. When you understand how fragile the life is, many conflicts just disappear. This is just a horrible narcissistic person, honestly. And even at the end, she's trying to make a feminist speech and saying that other women should leave the man if they're dying. That's a horrible thing to say. So in short, this woman is horrible. I don't know what to say more about it. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to press the like button, and I will see you all in another video.